This is what I think we need to do first. So as far as I understand, you're right. So lack of prolongation of the transiting contract by 2019, this is a political bluffing from Russia. And there is no alternative whatsoever to the Ukrainian gas transit system. Yuriy, Vitrenko wanted to say something about it, didn't you? I only wanted to comment starting from the upstream, and you actually made a public announcement we just made an announcement that the state needs to consider the opportunity of Naftogaz, which is the upstream national company, not only by attracting the foreign direct investors, but from the standpoint of developing the Ukrainian stock exchange. We cannot build an effective market economy without the capital market, because this is the driver of the economic development. We're not going to have any market economy unless we successfully build the capital markets, because the ag market or meat markets have been not there for years, since the times of feudalism. Unlike it is, well, this is the difference of the market economy from communism, that there is capital market available. So we can make a conclusion. Since we don't have any capital market, you can make a conclusion what kind of country we have. In order to give Yuriy, the national upstream company, for privatization and involving such anchor investors as EBRD, we need to have these assets prepared. Because historically, these assets have faced a lot of corruption. They're using outdated technology that would be not yet clear for the investors. They're selling the goods that are set voluntarily by the state, and it's 15 times below the market. So the issue of entering the system, the pressures, this is all not settled. This is so intransparent. It is impossible to sell such an asset. Because I used to work in the International Investment Bank in London, in London, so I do realize how companies get sold, and I realize what we have in our Ukrainian agenda. So our objective is actually to make these quality assets, to prepare them, to actually make them clear for the investors, to make it transparent, to fight corruption and make an effective market, so that the investors could understand what kind of environment they're going to work with. It has to do not only with the upstream company, but with whatever company you meet. And then there's a question for the government when to decide on the privatization of the given companies. For Ukraine2, the situation is a little bit different, because there is a minoritarian shareholder who is actually having a very ambiguous reputation. So actually to let the major shares sold for reasonable money, this will be complicated. I think the state will have to solve the problem with that shareholder, or actually state the financial damages. This is a question to the law enforcement, to the courts, regarding how effective it may be. With regards to transit through Ukraine, unfortunately we can see that there is a targeted policy pursued by the Russian Federation to omit Ukraine, to go all the way around Ukraine. And there's a high probability that starting from 2020, there will be no Russian gas supply through the Ukrainian territory. And we reflect that in our decisions for the tariff setting and many other issues. We're not just moaning about this. Yes, we've found a proper response to Gazprom to their attempts to omit Ukraine. From the technical standpoint, the Nord Stream 1 has not been used for its full capacity due to one single reason, because it's going to a pump pipeline, and there are legislative restrictions to use that pipeline by the Gazprom. Only by 50% it is allowed to be used, and therefore this actually limits the Nord Stream advantage at its full capacity, despite the fact it's lucrative for them to sell more natural gas, and they are ready to to accept the energy package 3. They still prefer to sell less and not to be in line with Energy Package 3, which is talking too much about the Gazprom policy in the European market. As for the Nord Stream 2, it was interesting to listen to your point of view that it's an interest of Germany, and Germany openly announces that they have economic benefits and is a commercially beneficial project for them. But the problem is that there is no economic feasibility for Russia. This is a purely political project for Russia, which is actually aimed at depriving Ukraine of transit money, and they want to do everything possible for the Ukrainian gas to cost maybe even more than it costs in Germany, and make the Ukrainian economy not competitive enough, and give actually this geopolitical punishment to the countries who were daring to actually break their relationship with the empire. This is our perception of this current agenda, because yes, there are rational arguments in Germany, but whereas there are no in Russia, because this is a purely political motivated thing. I would like to finish my comment with something positive by saying that we got rid of this critical dependency on the Russian Federation. And now when I'm talking to this, yes, this is a financial issue for me. Yes, a lot of money is bidding. I'm now sure that nobody will get frozen in Ukraine because of no Russian gas. Any of the private investors who are upstreaming the natural gas will not be really concerned about it, which makes the country's entire economy more sustainable and more attractive, obviously, for the foreign investors. This is what we managed to achieve for the last year, I would say. Thank you very much.